Hey guys, thought I'd share you some of the joys of putting together this Magic Pan bakery kit. I'm going to use this kit not as a Magic Pan bakery but part of a food processing plant that I'm kit bashing with some other structures together. But just wanted to share with you some of the pitfalls I've run into, and maybe you guys who put it together before didn't run into this, or maybe the pitfalls I'm running into you didn't consider pitfalls, but just figured I'd share a few things. I've never done this before, putting together a kit, so I decided I'd try it. One of the things I'm going to do, I think the way they're showing it in the picture is they're showing the long side this way with the office attached. If you rotate it to where you have a 12-inch side, I'm not sure this is 12 inches or not, but if you rotate it, you can get two boxcar loading bays. You can get two 50-foot boxcars in and lined up with the bays. So that's the way I'm going to do this portion of this kit. But getting back to some of the other stuff I was talking about in the beginning. One thing is that I'm going to be pretty colorful with mine. I didn't want another drab, brown, red building. So I kind of chose this, I forget what it's actually called, but it's a aqua blue or something like that. The building is a brick building, but hey, you can paint brick. But one of the things I wanted to share with you, this is part of the, what do they call it? It's the loading tower, I think. And it was pretty easy to put together, except for one thing. This particular rail, I should have a pointer. This particular railing right here, they want you to install the steps first, which I did, so I was following the instructions. However, when you start putting these railings on, it's almost impossible to get this railing on back here. You know, I guess with my fat fingers, you know, I was using tweezers and stuff to try and get it aligned properly. Took me a while, but I finally got it in there properly. So it may be easier when you put this step on before you glue this step to these two landings to put this railing on the back side of this step first. I think that might be easier. I don't know if anybody's done that before, but that may be something you want to do if you hadn't put this kit together and you want to try putting it together. Another thing I ran into was that the railings up here, pretty much all the holes on top of the silos, I had to go in and open up with a 1.05 millimeter drill tap, which was pretty easy, so that these railings would fit into these things the way they should. I pushed the first one in and I found out the hard way. I kind of bent it. I don't even know if you can even see it. But one of them got kind of bent. I almost broke it in half. But I don't even think you can see it now that it's been painted, and I kind of straightened it out some. But just before you even start putting these things in, if you got a 1.05 tap, go in and open up all these holes. Another thing I found while putting this together is that this is the foundation piece. Man, they should have used like 060 or something. They should have used some thicker plastic. Plastic, is that the right thing? Styrene, thicker styrene, because mine came warped. Now I haven't started putting the building together yet, but one of my sides here came warped. I don't know what kind of issues I'm going to run into. I checked it for square. It is square, but I don't know what's going to happen with this. As you can see, that this is warped. It's not flat. One side's got a little warp to it. They should have used thicker gauge styrene. So they kind of cheaped out on that. So anyway, I'm going to end this right now. This is as far as I've gotten, other than painting all the walls to this building, this color. They're out drying now. I may go back in and paint these railings I'm not 100% sure if I do that. I've just painted this and I dull coated the whole thing. I dull coated the rest of the walls for that. And the walls for this is, I just put a second coat on right now and they're out drying. So I'll let you know how this goes as I continue on. Hey guys, Anthony back. Talk a little bit more about my Magic Pan bakery build. That's not going to be Magic Pan Bakery, but part of a larger food processing plant that I'm going to be building and constructing. This part is what they call the transfer building, and the silos that go along with it. I think I've already talked a little bit about my colors, but I just painted the silos. That's just a white primer right now. I went ahead and painted these railings a yellow. I was thinking about doing the ladder stuff yellow too, but I just didn't feel like going in there with a little brush and doing all those little pieces right now. I may eventually go back and do it, but just want to mainly talk about some of the little difficulties I had building this kit. I guess I'll start with the main transfer building. There's no difficulties in building that kit. I put this side, and this side on first after I put the silos. I actually did this backwards. I was supposed to build this first and install it, then the silos, but I did it reverse. I did the silos first because I want to spray paint the whole thing with the white primer. So man, that didn't cause any issues with me doing it that way. But I did this side, and the back side. I had planned to, and I had left this off it was a couple of days later. I was going to come back. I was going to drill holes here, and then over here. There's these 3 doors. Hopefully, I think you saw that door. I'm not looking through the viewfinder, so I'm hoping you're seeing what I'm pointing at. It's going to install some lights. So I totally forgot I was going to do that, and I came back a couple of days later and said, oh, where am I? Oh, I got to glue this side on. And I glued the side on without drilling the holes. But anyway, I still think I can install a light here. I may go ahead and install a light here because this is track side, and install another light up here because the top's not glued on. I can get in there and drill a hole through there and to do a light. I may be able to still do lights over these 2. If I can do lights over these 2 doors, I won't do that light by going in from the bottom. The bottom's open, and see if I can drill here and here through the top and just do lights over the doors. But the biggest consternation with doing this kit was the piping. You're gonna have to go in and open up these holes in this building. I think it was a 1.35 millimeter little drill bit I use for these holes and these holes right here where the pipe goes into the building. This piece to here is one piece, and all this up to here is one piece, with some pieces being shorter than others. The biggest issue came with constructing, because you have to construct all these interconnects up here, and you have to do it with these little bitty pipe fittings. I don't know how well you're seeing these, but they're little pipe fittings here, different places around, and those pieces are about the size of a mustard seed. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to hold those things with a tweezer, glue them onto these pipe pieces and things like that. So what I did, and I'll have some photos at the end of this portion of the video showing you what I did. I actually built these things while into these little pipe fittings while they were still on the sprue. That was the only way I could figure out I can do it and not cut a pipe fitting off and lose it someplace. No joke, they're so small, I probably would have never found it again. I could barely see them on the sprue with my glasses on. And if you do this in N scale, I pity you guys. I don't know if the construction is the same or even if they have this kit in N scale, but man, if you do, wow, more power to you. So that was the biggest part of that was getting these constructed and built up and then putting them onto the roofs. I had to go in and open up these top where the pipes go into the top of the silos. I had to go in and open those up with a 1.35 millimeter bit to get the pipes to fit in properly. The one thing that really had me confused was putting up, this was the last one I did. This is part of that piece, but there was a fitting here, elbow fitting, and another piece that goes there. I did not realize, and it's hard to tell from the instructions, that this piece actually goes over the top of here. It took me a while to figure that one out. I thought that this little elbow piece they had made short, I thought it should have come around and down, but it doesn't. It didn't. It goes over the top. So that was my last painful piece I had to build and put in, and it took me a bit to figure that one out. But otherwise, this is a pretty cool kit to build. It's just putting those pipes together was a pain in the butt. I think Chris from Go Via Go Home, I think he may be doing this kit if he hasn't already done it. So hopefully he'll talk about his adventures in building this kit. But he's probably a more experienced modeler than I am. I think he's built more stuff than I've done, more railroads. So if it's not Chris, I know someone was doing it. I saw that was going to be building this. But that's it for now, guys. I'm going to go and start building the main building, the big part of that building. And I don't think that's going to be cause any difficulty other than what I think I've already told you about the foundation. Have to see how that's going to work out. So that's it for now, and so later, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. I finished the main portion of the Magic Pan bakery that I'm building here that's going to be used otherwise as a food processing plant in my railroad. It's a pretty simple build. The foundation thing that I mentioned earlier, the warp foundation, turned out not to be an issue putting this together. I spaced those two doors on the side. You can get two 50-foot boxcars there with no problem. That spacing is perfect for those. I did put a couple of truck doors. Where I'm going to be putting this building, I can actually only use the one truck door there. The truck will actually probably be in the way too close to the rail on that one, but you may be able to sit a trailer there. I'm eventually going to add some lighting here, and over here. But otherwise, it's a pretty simple build. So that's going to be pretty much it. Oh, anyway, this office portion right here, I'm not going to build that and attach it to the building. It has three sides and a roof. I'm going to have to fabricate a back, and hadn't quite decided how I'm going to use that portion yet, but it will probably get used someplace. So I'm going to end this build portion right here, and just going to give you a quick shot at where it's going to be placed on my layout and some of the other buildings that are going to be around it. Okay, hold on. So this is going to be SAP Foods. There's some more work, lots more work's got to be done here, but I wanted to get that far so I can start laying out how I want it to look. As you can see, you can get two 50-foot box cars side by side. They match up with the doors perfectly. There's going to be actually two rails. as you can see. Well, it's going to look something like that. And there's going to be another building I'm going to scratch, excuse me, scratch build that's going to be connected here to the back of that building there. Make the food processing place a little bit larger. That will be a truck loading area there. And this is just going to be a building to do something, be part of the food processing plant. There's going to be some, over here is unloading for any hoppers or tank cars. I've got some tank car unloader things I'm going to build there too also. So I'm going to add some tanks probably on top of that thing right there. And as you can see, it's pretty tight space over there. I can't get one truck in there. And I'm going to just put a crossing there. So that's going to be pretty much it for this. So now you got a feel for what SAP Foods is actually going to sort of look like. All right? Have a good one, guys. Bye.